Ah, we were able to discuss already the inclusions. Okay, so what are to be included? Remember ha, ganito yung usapan natin. So it's like gross income, less allowable deductions, is taxable income. So pinag-usapan natin dito tayo yung gross income. We are done with inclusions. Remember, all of these items are taxable. And now, we are here to discuss exclusions. Okay, ito ay mga income pero hindi mo siya isasama. Dito, wag mo siyang isasama kasi ito itatax natin yan sa IT, i-report mo yan sa ITR eh. So what are exclusions? So these are incomes but they are to be excluded from gross income. Okay, so ngayon, ano bang meron sa exclusions? So ito naman makikita mo to sa section 32B. 32B of the tax code. Okay, anong sabi sa section 32B of the tax code? Exclusions from gross income. Ito yung mga yon, i-enumerate natin, are not included in the gross income. Oh, hindi ko pa uso to ha. Sir, exclusion na nga eh, tapos sasabihin mo not included. Nakalagay sa tax code. Exclusions, the reason why they're called exclusions because they are not supposed to be included in the gross income. Remember, we have said time and again that if an income is exempted from taxation, it is also exempted from withholding tax. Ang inclusions, hindi exclusive lists. Marami pang items yan. Pero kapag exclusions, ayun, exclusive list ang mga exclusions. Kaya madaling tandaan, no? Exclusion, exclusive list yan. Okay, remember, we're talking about exemptions. So the rules on statutory construction, ano ngayon? Strictly construed against the taxpayer. So if you are the taxpayer, you're claiming exemption, you are supposed to prove that you are entitled to exemption. Otherwise, you will be taxed. Kasi nga, interpretation favors the taxing authority. Bakit? Kasi exemptions like deductions, they represent loss of revenue on the part of the government. Okay? Remember, all exclusions from gross income are exempted. Okay, pero hindi lahat ng exempt income are exclusions. Example, minimum wage natin. Exempt ba yan sa income tax? Oo. Exclusion ba yan? Hindi. Bakit? Hindi siya kasali sa listahan. Ganun yan. Okay, now, let's start with discussing the exclusions. So, ito lamang ang mga exclusions, ha? Okay, tignan mo to. Remember, again, we're talking about exempting provisions, therefore strictly construed against the taxpayer. Sa title pa lang, marami ka nang malalaman. Dito pa lang, maintindihan mo na eh. Proceeds of a life insurance policy. Ano sabi ng batas? Paid to the heirs or beneficiaries. Okay. Upon the death of the insured, so the insured has to die para makuha yung proceeds, natural. Whether in a single sum or otherwise. Anong ibig sabihin ng single sum? Isang bigayan, isang bagsakan ng bigay ng pera, yung proceeds. Or ano ang ibig sabihin ng or otherwise? Pag sinabing or otherwise, pwedeng staggered. Pwedeng 10,000 per month, 20,000 per month, or 100,000 per year hanggang ma-reach yung ano, or minsan yung mga insurance policies, yung beneficiary, until lifetime. Depende kung anong offer ng insurance company. But if such amounts are held by the insurer under an agreement to pay interest thereon, the interest payment shall be included in the gross income. Explain natin yung dito. Minsan kasi, yung mga insurance companies na kapag namatay yung insured, ibibigay yung supposedly yung pera, proceeds of the life insurance to the beneficiaries or heirs. Tatanungin ng mga insurance agents or life financial advisors ang pangalan na nila ngayon. Ang tawag nila sa sarili nila, financial advisors. Sabihin nila, do you need, kailangan niyo pa ba yung pera niyo? Paano pang plano niyo sa pera? Kung wala pa, sasabihin nila sa'yo, gusto niyo po, hawakan po muna namin yung pera. Under agreement. We'll pay interests. Invest namin yung pera mo. Okay, so the interest payment shall be included in gross income kung hindi na subject sa final tax. Pero kung na-subject na sa final tax, hindi na re-report. Okay? So, punta tayo sa illustrations. Si Nicanor ay kumuha ng life insurance with, importante, life insurance yan. With Moon Life Insurance Corporation, for a benefit of 1 million in case of death, Nicanor is to pay 30,000 annual premiums for the next 10 years. We call this the term of the policy. Okay, premiums is the contributions. Indicated that his wife Inday is the beneficiary. Okay, merong insurable interest kasi asawa niya yan eh. So, ayun, in case of death, no, kasi nga, that's the assurance. No? Nicanor died, unfortunately, so Inday received the 1 million proceeds. Ang tanong, unang-una, okay, yung 1 million na yan na natanggap ni Inday ay income ba niya? Ang sagot ay oo. Meron ako na papanood ng mga nag-lectures dati, no? Webinars, Zoom, Facebook Live. And may nagsabi na hindi raw income yan. Mali. Yan ay income. Pero sabi ng batas, exclude mo yan sa gross income mo. So, ibig sabihin, kino-consider niyang income talaga yan, pero wag mong isasama sa gross income. Kasi nga, sing gross income na yon, yung mga taxable yon. So, income yan. Pangalawang tanong, taxable ba yan? Aba, hindi. Pag tinanong ka bakit? Kasi exclusion from gross income yan. Yan lang ang simple sagot. Okay? Proceeds of a life insurance policy is an exclusion from gross income. O tanong, is Inday required to report the income? No! Kasi nga, pag i-report mo, item of gross income yan. So, you're not required to report. Why would you report? Exempted na nga yan eh. Pangalawa, in relation to the first one, amount received by the insured as a return of premium. Sabi ko nga sa title pa lang, marami ka nang matututunan. Amount received by the insured. So, ito yung tumanggap ng pera, binalik yung kanyang premium. Paid by him under the life insurance. Ano ba yan? Ba't niya nakuha yung pera niya na yan, no? Kasi nagbayad siya ng life insurance. Okay, endowment or annuity contracts. Yung in-invest yung pera, kinuha niya yung investment niya. Either during the term, or at the maturity of the term mentioned in the contract or upon surrender of the contract. Upon surrender, ito na yung nag-mature na. Okay? Yung period. Tingnan natin yung illustration. Same related kanina. Hindi ka kumuha ng life insurance for a benefit of 1 million in case of death, magbabayad siya ng 30,000 annual premiums. Okay, for the next 10 years. Yan yung life. He indicated that his wife Inday is the beneficiary in case of death. Kanina namatay si Nicanor. Pero ngayon, he outlived the policy. So ngayon, after 30 years, he requested for a payout. Kunin ko na yung pera ko na yan. Magta-travel ako with Inday. So he received 3 million pesos. Bakit naging 3 million yan? Ininvest yun ng insurance company. So ngayon, question, how much is the amount excluded from gross income? Yung amount received by the insured as a return of premium, magkano ba yung tinanggap niyang binayaran niya na recover niya? 300,000, he paid 30,000 for 10 years. So that is premium payment. We call that capital contribution yan, capital contribution. Ngayon, bumalik lang yung 300,000 niya, exempt yan. Tinanggap niya 3 million, di ba? So yung excess, 2.7 million is taxable. Bakit? 2.7 million is return on capital. So that makes it an item of gross income. Kaya nga sabi natin, marami pa talagang items of gross income eh. Now, parang i-relate natin to dahil sa pension, di ba? Tumanggap siya in excess of the contribution. Nalala mo yung contributory tsaka non-contributory. Tumanggap siya. Taxable yung in excess of the contribution. Ito naman. Gifts, bequests, and devices. The value of the property acquired by gifts, bequests, and devices, okay, or descent are exempted. However, incomes of such property are included in the gross income. Ano muna natin to? Pag-usapan muna natin, ano ba yung mga yan? So basically, these are actually types of donations. Okay, this is what we call ordinary gifts. In ordinary gifts, pwedeng ibigay dyan lupa or personal property. Ang tawag sa nagbigay, donor. Ang tawag sa tumanggap, donee. Paano kung binigay ay apartment? Aba, yung rent ay taxable. Yan ang ibig sabihin, treatment of income of property. Okay, apartment ang binigay. Merong rent income yon. How do we treat the income of property? Taxable. Yung bequest or legacy, remember, these are gifts of personal property made in a will. Okay? Made through a will. So, ibig sabihin, ang nagbigay si testator, ang tumanggap, legatee, kapag merong income yung property, taxable yan. Example niyan. Halimbawa, ito si Nicanor. Meron siyang sasakyan. Gumawa siya ng will. This is his will. Okay, sinabi niya, itong sasakyan ko na to, if I die, will go to Inday. Okay, anong nangyari kay Nicanor? Namatay siya. Nung mamatay si Nicanor, napunta ang sasakyan kay Inday. Napunta sa kanya. Okay, tanong, what do you call the sasakyan? Bequest or legacy? What do you call Nicanor? Testator. Why? Because he has a will. What do you call Inday? Legatee. So upon receipt of Inday of the motor vehicle, is that an income on her part? Yes. Is it taxable? No. Bakit? Exclusion from gross income ang bequest or legacy. Ano naman yung device? It is a gift of real property made through a will. So, kung will yan, testator ang benefactor, device naman ang tumanggap. Kung merong income yung binigay ay, let's say, apartment, anong tawag doon sa how do we treat the income? Taxable. Okay, anong meron dito? Ito si Nicanor. Meron siyang bahay at lupa. Ayun, bahay at lupa to. House and lot. Basta bahay at lupa yan. Sabi niya, gumawa siya ng will. Ito yung kanyang will. Sabi niya, if I die, my property will be given to Inday. Namatay si Nicanor, napunta ang bahay at lupa kay Inday. Okay? What do we call the house and lot? Device. Anong tawag doon sa nagbigay kay Nicanor? Testator, tumanggap Inday. So, basically, upon death of Nicanor, the property is transferred to Inday. Is the property an income of Inday? Yes, the device. It's an income. Is it taxable? No. Bakit exempted yan? Because it is a device. It is a gift of real property made in a will. So ngayon, exempted yan sa taxation kasi nga exclusion from gross income yan. Kung nag-generate ng income, yung property, the income is taxable. Yung income only. Okay, so dito naman tayo, compensation for injuries and sickness. Amounts received by under accident or health insurance. Amounts received under accident or health insurance. Okay, kwento tayo. Itong taong na to, pwede siyang merong accident insurance. Accident insurance. Okay, meron siyang insurance ha. Pwedeng accident plus health. Kasi minsan, yung mga insurance, sinasama yung sa accident na rin pag kumuha ka ng health insurance. Okay? Anong meron? Na-aksidente itong tao na to. So, yung insurance company, nagbigay ng, let's say, 100,000 doon. Okay, accident insurance siya. Nagbayad na hospital siya. Nagbigay ng 100,000. So, yung 200,000, anong tawag dyan? Compensation for injuries. Exempt ito. Bakit? Exclusion from gross income yan, compensation for injuries. Ano naman tong under Workmen's Compensation Act? Simple lang yan. Ang alam nyo kasing kinakaltas lang, okay, na tinuturo sa'yo, SSS, PhilHealth, Pag-ibig. Okay? Alam nyo ba na meron kang makikita na ECC? Pag meron kang nakita na ECC sa payslip mo kung nagtatrabaho ka, kanino, ano yung ECC? Kasi makikita mo SSS. So, SSS, binibigay yan. PhilHealth. So, sa binibigay ito sa PhilHealth. HDMI, Pag-ibig. Kaya pag meron kang nakitang ECC, ano tong ECC? Employees Compensation Commission. Employees Compensation Commission. Kasi under Workmen's Compensation Act, create ang ECC, wherein employers will have to withhold on the income of the employee and remit the contribution to ECC. Bakit? para 'pag ang empleyado ay naaksidente, merong makukuhang pera sa Workmen's Compensation Commission. Diyan siya magfa-file ng claim. So halimbawa, yung mga diyan sa ano na yan 'no, ECC. May mga ano nga yan, eh, yung value ng mga properties sa katawan natin, merong iba't ibang value ng, ang ating parts of the body. Nabulag, mas malaki ang bayad. Naputulan ng kamay, okey, kaliwa, kanan, paa, okey. So, merong, ah, money that can be claimed from ECC. Ito yung naka-ano, na makikita mo sa Makati. 'Pag nakita mo yung ECC Employees Compensation Commission, yan yun. That's where you file the claim kapag naaksidente si empleyado. So kapag nagbigay ang ECC, let's say 50,000, yung 50,000 na 'to, ano 'to, compensation for injuries yan, exempted yan, okey? Ano pa, and damages, okey, receive, whether by suit, ibig sabihin kinasuhan, nag-file ng case. Or agreement on account of such injuries or sickness. 'Pag sinabing agreement, amicable agreement na lang 'yan, okey. Last year, merong isang babae na aksidente sa Makati, nasakasaan ng isang sasakyan, Fortuner. Kung assuming lang na kinasuhan at nagbayad yung sinabi ng korte, "Magbayad ka sa ginawa mong ano, sa ginawa mong negligence," 'no. So, kinasuhan niya, so yung bayad, compensation for injuries 'yun. Paano 'pag sabi mo, "Wag mo na akong kasuhan, magbibigay na lang ako sa'yo ng 100,000." 'Yun ang by agreement. So, kung nagbigay ng 100,000, compensation for injuries din 'yan, okey? Now, ang damages nito, okey, iba-iba ang uri ng damages. So, ito na lang ang ating, mnemonic. Ang unang-unang damages talaga na alam ninyo, actual damages. So, going back to my story 'no, assuming lang yung babae na nasagasaan, na-ospital. So, gumamit, yung mga medicines, umiinom ng gamot and all 'no. So, gumastos ng 100,000, binayaran nung nakabangga, binigay yung 100,000. So, ah, ito yung victim, this is the victim, tapos ito yung driver, driver na lang, driver lagay ko na lang ha. Nagbayad ng 100,000, ni-reimburse yung ginastos, income ba yan yung 100,000 ni victim upon receipt? Yes. Taxable ba yan? Hindi. Okay, taxable ba, hindi taxable, bakit? Exclusion from gross income. Actually, reimbursement lang yan, kaya hindi yan income. Okay, ano pa? Pangalawa, bukod dito yung moral damages. A victim, can actually claim damages if there is physical suffering, there is mental anguish, there's fright, sleepless nights, serious anxiety, besmirched reputation, wounded feelings, moral shocks, social humiliation. Okay, merong parang viral ngayon 'no, na parang engaged na yung lalaki tsaka babae, tapos yung lalaki parang biglang umatras sa kasal. So, the victim, yung babae, can actually claim moral damages. Assuming magbayad yung lalaki, anong mangyayari? Income ba yan ng babae? Yes. Taxable ba yan? Hindi. Bakit? Ah, compensation for injuries. Ano naman 'to, exemplary damage, okey? Ito lang naman yung una, ito yung pangalawa in terms of, claim. All other, puwede naman yang no particular order. So, pag-usapan natin yung pasadahan na natin, exemplary damage, applicable in contract or quasi-contract when there's fraud. Naalala mo 'tong fraud in contract or quasi-contract, we call that incidental fraud, causal fraud, okey? So yung ano, dolo causante at saka dolo incidente. So kapag merong fraud in a contract, yung victim pwede mag-claim ng exemplary damages. Nagbayad ng 1,000,000, 1,000,000 income ng victim, yes. Taxable, no. Exclusion from gross income. Nominal damages, there's a legal wrong but there's no actual financial loss. So, example natin dito, bawal mamboso, okay? Pero may namboso. Yung nabosohan ba, nawalan ba ng pera? Hindi. So, Ano nangyari? Mali ba yung pamboboso? Oo. So, yung victim can claim nominal damages. Okay? Letter D, temporary or moderate damages naman may be recovered when the court finds that some pecuniary loss has been suffered, but its amount cannot, from the nature of the case, be provided with certainty. Okay, let's take the case of this movie director na gumawa ng pelikula about uh, something happened, no, way back. So, yung isa, sabi niya, sinisiraan mo ako, okay, dahil sa ah, pinangalanan mo ako dun sa teaser na yan, nawalan ako ng income na 30 million. So, parang halimbawa lang yun, ha. So, ngayon, can it be determined na talagang 30 million ang loss niya? If it cannot be determined, ang court will grant temperate or moderate damages. So kung merong yung recovery after a court judgment that is an income on the part of the victim, pero it's not taxable because it is a compensation for injury. Okay? Liquidated damages naman, monetary compensation for a loss, detriment, or injury to a person or person's rights or property awarded by a court or by contract stipulation regarding breach of contract. Sa mga kontrata, meron kang makikita. Any parties who will violate any provisions of this contract shall pay 1 million pesos. So kapag may violation doon, breach ang tawag dyan, yung 1 million na yon, liquidated damages ang tawag doon. So if there's any form of payment received by the victim that is an income on his part, but it will not be taxable because it is a compensation for injury. Okay, tapos dito naman, merong mga ibang dalawang authors dati, medyo conflict yung sinasabi nila, no? Sabi ng isang author, yung compensatory damage, exempt daw, kasi compensation for injury yan. Yung isa naman, ang compensatory damage daw yung taxable. Okay, so, sinong tama? Parehas naman silang tama. Okay, depende lang kung saan nagugat yung compensatory damages. Example, number 1, compensation for lost income. That is taxable. Paano nagaganap yan? So, halimbawa, eto, okay, ah, hmm, merong sasakyan na dinadrive yan, ayan. Tapos, binangga niya yung taxi, ito yung taxi, taxi yan. Nabangga yung taxi, hindi na gumagana. Ang boundary nito, 2,000. Sabi nitong driver, "Boss, di ako makapag-drive, di ako makalabas, di ako makapagbayad ng ano ko. Eh, 10 days gagawin sa kasa yan, sa mekaniko. So, 20,000. Anong ginawa nito? Nagbayad ng 20,000 doon. Anong tawag doon? Compensation for lost income. So kapag ganyan, taxable yan. Bakit taxable yan? Kasi kung halimbawang hindi naman nasira yung sasakyan, hindi nabangga, yung 20,000, i-report niya, taxable yan. Kaya nga, same lang din ang treatment. Compensation for lost income. As if na-earn na yan. Kapag naman, compensation for death of the person, exempted to. And this is based on a Supreme Court ruling. Okay? Anong ibig sabihin? No? Halimbawa, apply natin yung rule. Supreme Court ruling, 50 years old to. Na-aksidente siya. Empleyado. Kumikita siya ng 20,000. Okay, ito yung salary. 50% nagagastos sa pamilya, sa sarili niya. Pamasahe, okay, pamasahe, etc., pangkain. So, ito yung net of expenses. Ito yung net. Ito yung nauuwi sa family. So, ngayon, ang mga pamilya nung na aksidente na 'to, namatay, no, hinabol yung nakasagasa sa kanya. So, ngayon, ang sabi, ang desisyon ng korte, liable yung nakasagasa. Okay, to pay for compensatory damages. So, how is compensatory damage computed? Kung ang sweldo niya 20,000, 50% ang gastos niya sa sarili niya, 10,000 na uwi sa pamilya. Kung buhay siya, ang pamilya niya may 10,000. Okay? Ginamit ng Supreme Court yung life expectancy. So halimbawa 60 years old ang life expectancy. Okay? So malamang buhay siya ng 10 years. So 10,000 times 12 months times 10 years, yun yung compensatory damage for the death of the person. Ang sabi ng Supreme Court, exempted yan sa income tax sapagkat yan ay compensation for injuries. Okay, number 5, very easy lang din naman to, income exempt under treaty. Okay, remember a treaty is an agreement between two states. So, income of any kind, to the extent required by any treaty obligation binding upon the government of the Philippines, kasi nga, kapag mga ganito, public international na yan eh. Meaning, by our very membership in the international community, we are required to abide by the rules on international law. So ngayon, nakipag-agree tayo sa isang bansa. Okay? By the way, ito pala yung Create More Act. Grabe, ha? Updated tayo dito. Ito lang yung original. Income of any kind na under treaty, exempt under treaty, agreement between other states, including agreements entered into by the President with economies and administrative regions. Okay, subject to concurrence of the Senate, yan lang requirement, binding upon the Philippines, under Create More Act. Okay, halimbawa, Philippines to. Tapos, yung isa, ano bang, Canada na lang, para ano, tawag nito, neutral. Nag-agree sila na yung income ng mga citizens nila, i-exempt nila. Income under treaty, yung income ng Canadian sa Pilipinas, mga kapatid, exempted. Bakit? Exclusion from gross income yan. Nag-usap sila eh. That the income shall be exempted, and therefore exempted yan. Okay, ano pa ang kailangan mong maintindihan? Ito yung create more. So, international agreement. Ano ba yung international agreement? A contract or understanding regardless of nomenclature entered into by the Philippines and another government, yan, etc. Ano ba yung treaty? International agreement entered into the Philippines that requires legislative concurrence after executive ratification. Okay, kasama yung mga conventions, declarations, covenants, and acts. Ibig sabihin, mga batas. Economies naman, ayun yung APEC. Administrative regions, territorial units, that a country is divided in. Okay, ito lang yung mga specific definitions under Create More Act related to income exempt under treaty. Okay, so this is the part 1 of our discussions. Tuloy natin sa part 2.